Grand Theft Auto, the game franchise about stealing cars, killing people, and following trains. But let's take a step back for a moment. What if we made our story play out a bit differently? What if we tried to push the game to its absolute limits? A playthrough being the antithesis of what the developers intended. What if we tried a playthrough of the game without killing anybody? Take Grand Theft Auto 4 for example, a game lauded by the media to be the video game expected to make history.
What makes this notoriously violent game so popular?
Hey, good morning to you, Carrie. You know, most video game publishers would be happy selling 100,000 copies. 100,000 copies. That's pretty much the benchmark when it comes to success. And this video game is expected to sell 6 to 12 million copies.
Well, yeah, it kind of did. I wanted to take it upon myself to try to do a pacifist playthrough of Grand Theft Auto 4. The odd ones out of the franchise. Without further ado, let us begin. Some rules should be established, and, astute viewer, they are most likely what one would think they would be. Rule number 1. Killing NPCs, hostile or otherwise, is prohibited unless absolutely necessary. This includes flying rats. Rule number 2. In the case of having to kill an NPC, fists will be used, which implies that the enemy is knocked out rather than killed. And if fists cannot be used, obviously other improvisational methods will be required. Rule number 3. NPCs can be attacked, but not killed, for various purposes. For instance, if I'm driving a car and I hit a pedestrian, if they get up, I'm fine, I can continue to run.
Denied.
Rule number 4, I will attempt to play the game without committing any other miscellaneous crimes, such as stealing cars. Oh yeah, I just went there. And other things that may happen, etc. Rule number 5, police and other emergency services can be utilized to their full extent in order to act as my law-abiding citizen character.
The LCPD, where would you like us to send an officer?
Bo.
An LCPD peacekeeper will be there as soon as possible, sir.
Rule number 6, cheating is prohibited, although this rule may change if I must cheat to continue the game without killing anyone. And rule number 7, glitches, if any, are allowed. I will be playing on the PS3 version of the game because I do not own a computer that can run Grand Theft Auto 4. However, this will add some extra challenge and prevent me from modding or cheating through external methods. Oh, which one should I choose? Get it? Grand Theft Auto 4, so I have 4 copies of the game. Just gotta open up the thing and do this, and then we turn that thing on, and then we wait for the TV to do its thing, and then we just put the, oh, looks like there's something already inside. Oh, what's inside of the thing? Huh? Got a red controller. Oh. Sorry about that.
Daddy's back, you bitches! Daddy's back, you bitches! Dave, come on.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, my cousin! I can't believe it, you're here! Welcome to America!
Bravo, Barazzaru!
What? Let's start placing more. He's just up the road. I'll let you know when we're here.
We start the game fresh off the boat with the cousins Bellic. Fortunately for us, we have no enemies to face during this mission. Well, technically, we have the game's terrible driving.
How many goals?
Unfortunately, we have to listen to Roman's intellectual conversation with his cousin about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Fucking stand off beach. Everyone like us does. They are passing the cab.
We also have to make it to Roman's mansion unscathed. But this will be the least of our worries. Alright, hurry up. Time to get this over with.
Just a temporary place.
Hey, what's up MTV? I'm Tony Hawk. Welcome to my new crib.
This mission went off without a hitch. Simply drive to Roman's mansion without hitting any pedestrians or attracting the attention of the police, and the pacifist mission will prevail. Okay, just gotta make it to the mission marker. Oh yeah, that's right, I can't steal any cars from anyone. Because of that silly rule I made, and I don't have any money for the taxi, so I gotta... Guess I'll just have to walk. Oh, darn it. Oh, gosh. You know, these pedestrians are so nice. In New York or whatever, wherever the heck this is. Oh. Alright, have a nice trip, buddy. As they say in... What is this, New York? Oh, yes, I'll just borrow this police car. Oh, but it's locked. What will I ever do? Oh boy, I better run from the police. I don't want to get arrested before one mission into the game, and the game called Grand Theft Auto.
I'm laughing.
I'll get you the money.
I know. And Roman, I thought you were going to marry me, baby.
Hey, Vlad. Great. You fucking fancy man.
You should lose few pounds. Otherwise, this beautiful lady is going to leave.
Come on. Oh, no.
Pay you debts?
Look, say what you like, but at least that guy knows how to speak to a lady.
Nico, you're driving us to a hardware store on Newland Street.
After watching Roman get owned by the sexy, strapping alpha male hyper Chad,
Oh, funny guy.
Lad, It's Your Call makes us have to take the janitor to clean up some mess.
Well, we know that those we need to police in this town. We've got payment to beat. Easy go.
Because you can't pay your debts and they make you mop the floor? Never ovado.
And we're not talking about the floor.
Oh yes, I'm Mr. Cleanup. I'm not Mr. Clean, I'm Mr. Clean Up.
I'm the janitor because I always clean up. I always clean. The only problem is I find some money I meant to give to these Albanian scumbags. Albanian scumbags. Nico, wait for me here while I go inside to clean up. Shit, I almost forgot. I'm giving you my old phone. My new number's in there. Call me if some Albanians show up in some shitty Albanian Those are the guys I owe. Albanian Do not hurt them. I know what you're like, Nico Bellic.
Oh, I see that Roman's a pacifist as well.
You and your dad's Roman.
At the hardware store, Roman hands us his old cell phone, which acts as the plot-moving device for the rest of the game.
It's so quiet out here, Roman. You winning? Volite reci da.
Don't worry, getting so many bullets is like I'm an egghead.
Roman, it looks like your money-lending friends are here.
Then, some Albanians.
I'm just trying to bounce my breath.
So the janitor and Nico have to flee.
Cousin, two guys are going in the store. I think they're the loan sharks you speak of.
Shit, I'm down.
You better get out of there.
Alright,
Shit, Nico, it's them. They must be going over here.
You can run from us forever, Mr. Roman.
Please don't hurt the men after us, cousin. They hate me enough as it is. Get us back to the depot, quick!
Just like the first mission, there is no combat. But we have assailants chasing us, who prove rather easy to avoid. All the player has to do is drive off and not crash the Cadillac, and then safely return to the taxi company to complete the mission.
Just like the old days, eh?
In the old days, we were dodging bombs, not loan sharks.
Just drive, leave the funny comments to me. Everyone, perfect. That's the last I've seen of those loan sharks. I hope. We're here. Oh, you like your phone? Maybe one day you'll get a premium quality one like mine. Then you will have really made it.
I can only wish.
This!
Had Roman not jinxed us at the end of its year call.
They're gone. Perfect. That is the last we have seen of those loan sharks.
These gentlemen would have not shown up to destroy our anime collection and our only copy of Windows 95. Nico also demonstrates his first instance of violence, breaking Darden's arm, and immediately regretting it.
What did you do?
He was going to stab me.
Now he's going to kill you.
Roman flakes on Mallory because anime is more important than picking up two women in New York City at nighttime in the dark. Obviously, Nico has to do this. The point of this mission is to simply establish the unkempt and climbing shell, and therefore set up for the mission first date.
My place is over on
lift, Nico.
Yeah. Thanks. Give me a call sometime.
See you soon, Michelle.
It also introduces shops, which serve little to no purpose in the game, with the exception of providing cosmetic changes for Nico. Simply do not crash the car into anyone and fail the mission.
You what?
Who am I kidding? Of course the mission is completed. We are now at a crossroads, however, where we can either start the mission First Date or the mission Bleed Out. Just to mess with Roman, I will decide to ignore him and do the mission First Date.
Leo, Leader has me cornered in the court, under the L train on Firefly.
What does he want?
Oh, I can't think what he could possibly want, or why he'd be pissed off. Can you? Come on, guys. Let's be reasonable.
Pick up girls, drop off girls, go to store, buy clothes, complete mission.
Coming. Who is it?
Hey, it's Funfair.
Hey, I'm just finishing my hair. Come in.
Thank you.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Did you just move in?
No. Why?
All your stuff is new. Some even still have tags. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I like
tags.
things clean.
I can see that. But, everything tags.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with
Albanians.
things get on my nerves and I just throw them out. OCD or something?
Oh, I thought maybe we could go to the, Nico!
Yeah, great.
So, Michelle, what do you like to do?
What do you like?
Clean apartment. I'm not sure if that is going to come up later.
Sports, working out, things like that. I'd like to know about you, though.
Oh boy, we have a YAN CMWS on our hands. Drive to Carnival.
Bowling alley over on the boardwalk. Why don't we play a few frames?
Sure, bowling sounds like fun.
Go bowling. Pick up Molotovs.
Thanks for taking me out. I haven't been on a date for a while. I'm kind of lonely here.
I thought you were doing me a favor by...
Drive back. Hit woman.
No, permission not granted.
Restart mission. Go to Carnival.
Try again.
Go bowling.
Here we go again.
Pick up Molotovs.
Thanks for taking me out. I haven't been on a date for a while.
back. Drop Michelle off. I feel like I'm playing a broken record here. On more interesting matters, it is here where the game plays a tutorial cutscene, demonstrating the abilities of friends in the game. I believe this will be relevant later, particularly with Dwayne Forge, as he has the ability to give the player goons that will fight for them. An oddity occurred when I checked my stats after the cutscene, and the game said I had blown up a car with one of Packy's bombs, despite me not even unlocking that ability yet. Roman is pretty mad that we left him to get beat up by the Albanian mob, because he verbally attacks me with extreme violence. I do not pick him up from the hospital.
Animal, Roman. Nothing can stop you being horny. Look, you'll have to have some fun with the nurses because I can't pick you up. We'll see you soon.
It is now where the real challenge of this playthrough begins.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, for the main event.
The task of this mission is simple. Easy as they come. Beat up 3 guys. Roman calls Nico, somehow, I don't know how he does this, saying that the Albanians are beating him up again. So, we drive down to one of the weirdest places to get beat up. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me if this is a weird place to get beat up. A basketball court, I'm probably wrong, but I would like to know. Why is no one calling the police, even though there are 2 guys viciously beating a man in broad daylight? Well, I actually have an answer for this question, but it will be revealed later. Upon arriving at the scene, the mission objective is to attack the thugs. I do not have any NPC allies in this mission, so my first instinct is just to call the police. This proves difficult because these stooges like to chase and punch me, rendering me incapable of using my cell phone. After getting my posterior rounded in by Eastern Europe, I find the one place where Eastern Europeans cannot reach, the top of a dumpster. Upon calling the cops, I get this message.
Hello. Hello, you're through to the Liberty City Emergency Service. Please use your touch-tone keypad.
I'm sorry, but all our peacekeepers are currently busy filling quotas and dealing with paperwork. Please call back later.
Which makes me have even more faith in our civil servants than I already do. I guess that answers the previous question. How else could these lowly NPCs fall? Next, I attempt to get them ran over. I mean, I am not killing them, right? Don't they know how to cross the street? But alas, they do know how to cross the street. They had parents who cared about them growing up. And the drivers are kind of responsible in this game, unlike other open world sandbox titles made by Rockstars. I figured that if I could get the cops to come to me, they would take out the trash, allowing me to continue the mission. I would have to bring them there myself though, if they would not come to me. In my time of aimlessly waiting, it seemed as if no cops would spawn while I was in the area of the basketball court. If my knowledge based off one playthrough of the game renders me correct, and just like in real life, shooting a gun will attract unwanted attention, especially if you are shooting at people. Luckily, the local Funland acts as an arms dealer. Forget the gun show loophole. Simply go to your local Legoland and pick up a... But even after this, shooting a crosswalk indicator 10 times, the police refused to come. I did find out, however, that shooting a gun stops the cutscene from playing, allowing players to go straight to fighting. I did not want to do this, but I had to attempt more aggressive strategies. Stealing cars did not work either, if you were wondering. It was as if an EMP was set off covering the infinitesimal area I had to work with, rendering all NPC cell phones useless. Or, they didn't want to be them snitches. You may be thinking that I should simply get the cops to chase me and then have Roman call me afterwards to start the mission. This did not work. If I was too close to the basketball courts, the mission would not start because Roman wouldn't call me.
I'm just gonna relax and water my lawn for the next week or two.
Get the cops to chase you down, and the mission does not start. Kill yourself. The mission does not start. I had to use this knowledge appropriately and to my advantage, like a professional gamer does. I found that if I waited in front of a cop car, and then also waited for Roman to call me, I could just steal the cop car right after the mission started and get a wanted level. I then could lead the cops to the scene of the crime, so that they could promptly arrest Bladar and Callum. The cutscene despawns the cops though, so shooting to prevent that is necessary. This strat had varying degrees of success. It seemed as if the LCPD was hell-bent on killing me, and that the petty hoodlums beating my cousin to death were just collateral damage. No, literally, they were only collateral damage. I would have to have the cops shoot at me and then miss, hitting Bladar and Callum, the enemies I actually had to subdue. The AI simply ignored these hoods, and I cannot tell you how many times I attempted this incomplete strat. It worked a grand total of once. And I then had to chase after Darden, who killed me right after I was interacting with him in various ways to try to not kill him. One time, I thought the cops had killed them, but they were in some weird semi-dead state on the ground. Who knew that the enemies in this game could play possum? I tried picking up body armor at a local junkyard, which aided in the collateral damage cop endeavor, but I would ultimately have Darden to deal with peacefully. I optimized this strat by aggroing the guaranteed cop spawn at the police station near the apartment, but the faultiness of the overall strategy made it fail. I kept on dying.
Dead, 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 death upon death upon death I saw.
Burn my dread. It seemed as if all hope was lost. But I would not give up. Inspired by the determination of Sebastião Rodrigues, main character of the book
Martin Scorsese
film, I found a new strategy that worked. First, I had to steal a cop car, which was easy enough, thanks to the guaranteed cop spawn near the apartment. Next, I had to wait by my apartment so Roman could contact me to start the mission. I drive to the thugs to activate the cutscene. Luckily, I get to keep my cop car, and this is extremely useful. I aggro Callum by walking near him, so both Bladar and himself are chasing me. Then, I drive far enough to where I can safely access the police computer and call for backup. Police computer allows me to spawn in friendly cop NPCs, whose AI usually sides with the player during instances of violence. That means no more annoying and finicky collateral damage strats. One would normally think just to spawn in police through the player's cell phone, but as seen before, this does not work. The police computer is the only way to spawn in police that do not attack the player in this segment of the mission. The police would not show up the first time, but by getting out of the car, doing a quick jog around the basketball court, and calling them again, they arrive almost immediately. And people say that these games are realistic. Please. My newfound cop buddies make short work of the two goons that gave me so much trouble in the past. After they see them hit me, of course. After this, we have to chase after Darden, who flees to running up a flight of stairs, being cornered. At this point, having died already at the hands of Darden, my patience was waning, but I kept on trying.
Stay away!
Darden liked to stay at the top of the warehouse, conveniently away from the police. Despite this, however, through what I assumed to be a glitch of some sorts, I could lure him down the steps. I think the glitch occurs when you disarm him, where he will then chase the player down until he gets off a punch, and then remain idle in the spot where the player was hit. This only happened a couple times though, and was really inconsistent. I also tried beating Darden to the warehouse to block him from climbing up the stairs with my car, but his pathing outsmarted my idea, as well as the fact that the car was really hard to drive up the stairs. The cops finally decided to work normally too, me being able to call them on my in-game cell phone. But of course, they didn't do their flipping jobs when I called them. Okay, so the plan was to do a little skit where I do some Canadian accent and make references to Timbits and say, hey, after every sentence. but it was completely egregious and awful. I mean, are the cops in this game even Canadian? Of what relevance does the country of Canada have to do with this video and the GTA universe? Why am I so stupid with my sense of humor? It was completely awful. I mean, to demonstrate how bad it was, I will provide a sample audio clip of that sketch that will haunt you and I for the rest of our lives. They should have called this game Greater Toronto Area 4, am I right, fella? Okay, we get it now. Back to the video. Even when I managed to get Darden down the stairs, the police acted as if nothing was wrong. Aggroing the police did not do much to help either, but this could potentially lead to the inconsistent collateral damage strat. I decided to fold my cards and simply punch out Darden, completing the mission bleed out. Or at least, this is how I was originally going to finish the episode. But I was simply not satisfied with just giving up so easily on the challenge like this. As such, I went further. I figured that if I could damage Darden enough so that he was near death, I could then bait the police into finishing him off. I discovered that, when damaged enough, Darden will also cower near a conveniently placed window, and I figured that I could take advantage of his stationary position. Then, during my tests, this happened. Darden can also be cinematically pushed out of the warehouse window, effectively giving me a kill. But, upon reviewing the footage, does me breaking the window count as killing Darden?
Let's record in super slow motion.
How was I supposed to know he was going to fall out? The moment I interacted with the window, he instantly teleports to the ledge and falls out. Fine, I will do more tests. They asked for more tests, they asked for more tests, I will provide them with more tests. I got the police to kill Darden via the collateral damage method, but the amount of heat I had attracted to get the police to my attention resulted in me being killed on the return trip to Roman's taxi. At what I would quantify as my 40th attempt on getting no kills from this mission, this happened.
Stay there! You broke my arm already, man!
As vividly demonstrated, I did not kill Darden in that clip. The window was not broken prior, and my enemy decided to waltz right out the window. I guess maiming him was enough to make him suicidal. Tragic as that may be. Alas, sweet prince, you shall be missed. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our main event comes to a close.
Thank you, cousin. I'll see you later.
Thank you all for watching this hopefully enlightening and educational video, and I will hope to see you in the next one. Any constructive criticism would be extremely helpful to me to make better and more entertaining content. Have a jolly day.